Howdy, 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 hi there, everybody. Oh, hold on just a second. Much better. This is a review of the Jurien, how to play the Jurien. This is a Tier 2 French cruiser. For those of you who tried out the Bouganville and swore you'd never go back to French ships, I understand where you're coming from, but this is a pleasant change. This is a big step up from the Tier 1 Bouganville. The Jurien, for a Tier 2 ship, actually is a pretty good performer. We're going to go over it here and then we're going to see how she does in battle. First, there's the armor layout. You can see the citadel. It's down pretty low into the water, which is a great place for it to be. Now the armor is listed as between 6 and 160 millimeters thick. The 160 is the thickest armor of any of the armors on the Tier 2 ships from the other nations, but it only covers a small portion of the ship. You'll get to see it here in a minute. But all in all, that citadel is well placed. 55 millimeters on the deck, 65 on the side, and 6 below. So you want to be on the lookout for battleships if you're driving this ship, because it's not going to hold its own against a battleship. The guns, of which there are 8, have 63 millimeters of armor, which isn't half bad. And then above the citadel we've got an additional 13, 10, 6, 6. It's not bad. Above that we've got 10 millimeters, 6 millimeters, and then of course there's plating at 6. Now there, the conning tower is the 160 millimeter armor. Very small part. But all in all, the armor's not bad on this ship. It's still not something you'd want to go up against a battleship with. But against other cruisers, that's not bad armor. And against destroyers, guns, pretty good. But watch out for those torpedoes. Those torpedoes are going to hurt you. Now the hit points, 19,600, which is the very best of any Tier 2 cruiser, and that's cool. I always like to have it when it's number 1. Artillery, it has 8 guns, each gun 165 millimeters. Insofar as millimeters go, that is the biggest of any Tier 2 cruiser in the game. Now the German Tier 2 cruiser, the Dresden, has got 12 guns, but they're only 105 millimeter. So there's a trade-off there. The Jurien here has got the biggest guns of any Tier 2 cruiser as of, what is this, May 2017. But the Dresden has got the most guns, even though they're 105 millimeter. In case you're interested, the ship with the lowest number of hit points is the Russian ship, the Novak. Let's take a look at what those batteries can do. Reload time is 9 seconds, which isn't the worst, which is the Jakuma at 12 seconds, but it isn't the best, which is the Dresden at 4 seconds. So pick your poison. The maximum dispersion of 97 meters is not bad. It's in the middle of the pack. The Jakuma beats it, but the Dresden and the Caledon are a lot worse. Oh, and the damage. High explosive damage 2200, AP damage 3100, which actually puts the Jurien way up high. 1 or 2, depending on how you count the numbers, in the Tier 2 lineup. So she's got the most hit points, biggest guns, and does the most damage on, if you count it as a per shell hit. The Dresden, for those of you who know the Dresden, has a 4-second reload and 12 guns. And that really does add up. You can see I'm biased towards the Dresden. Alright, AA. She has 6 guns, each gun 8 millimeters, which actually, those are the biggest caliber AA guns of any Tier 2 cruiser, which is kind of impressive. Other ships may have more guns, but smaller caliber. For instance, the Caledon has got 2 40mm and 2 76.2mm, which is not bad. So the Jurien, by now you should be able to tell, is a definite step up from the Bouganville. Firing range is only 1 kilometer. That's pretty lousy. The other Tier 2 cruisers have got that beat. Maneuverability, 23 knots, which puts her at the bottom of the totem pole. She is the slowest of the Tier 2 cruisers. The top is the Caledon at 29, but most of the others are 24, 25, 26. So you got to bear that in mind, that you won't be running away from many things with the Jurien. If you get into a battle, you're going to have to duke it out. Now the rudder shift of 8.1 is not very good at all. So if you're going up against a destroyer, you definitely want to get on that rudder soon, so if that destroyer does send torpedoes your way, you'll be well on your way to dodging them. But don't let a destroyer get close. Cruisers are meant to take out destroyers, and with these big caliber guns you can do it. Her concealment, 9 kilometers surfaced, 5.4 from the air, which places her about average. The Chester has got the best at 8.5, and the Caledon's the worst. The Caledon has one thing that no other Tier 2 ship has, and that's torpedoes. And they're not half bad torpedoes. So this Tier 2 French ship, the Jurien, is it's capable. It's quite capable, especially if you're accustomed to getting your ship sunk when you're driving the Bouganville, which is, well, if you watched my video, you know how hard it was to find anything good to say about that ship. It didn't even look good. Anyway, let's take a closer look at this ship. I just bought it. You're going to get to see the first battle here. Alright, modules. Well, the first module, increase the firing range, is one that I rarely go for, because just because you have more range doesn't mean you're going to hit anybody, and your dispersion increases. Besides, it only gives you like 1 kilometer more range. Really not much. But this other one, the hull increase, it gives you 500 extra hit points to take it to 20,100, well above any other cruiser Tier 2 in this game. And it was already in #1 spot anyhow. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the B hull. Yep, research it and mount it. I've got the silver. And then gotta look over the upgrades. Only 1 slot for upgrades. Hey, it's a Tier 2 ship. What do you expect? Main armaments modification 1. Those of you who have played the game for any length of time knows that's usually the way most players outfit their boat. And then there's an AA build. You're not going to be dealing much with airplanes, but hey, if you got this, if you like AA, more power to you. If you're the type of player who likes to go up against battleships and cruisers, magazine modification would be definitely the way to go. I don't like going up against battleships when I'm in a cruiser. So I'm going to go for main armaments 1. This is actually a no-brainer after you put some time thinking about it. Now let's get her ready for battle here. Exterior, we're going to give her some camo. I'll go ahead and spend the money. I've got the silver. And some flags, signal flags. No. If you when you look at that minus 10% to the cost of fixing up your ship after it's been shot up, when you have a tier 2 ship, they're so cheap to run and repair. Don't waste your flag on something like that. Save those 10% savings costs when you're driving a tier 7 ship or a tier 8 or higher, because those ships are way expensive. Okay, I will go for that one because it increases the chance that I can put ships on fire with my high explosive, and the Victor Lima flag does even more, so I'll mount that one. And this is one that I would use if I had torpedoes. I don't. And bramming, no, I'll pass on that. And increased AA, no, I'll pass on that. Alright, so let's get into battle. So this Jurien has a lot going for it. It has its top 2 in a lot of categories. It just really sucks on speed and rudder shift. Alright, let's zip ahead here. So anybody who's played this map or this game at all knows this map. So I'm going to go ahead and head down around A. So I'm going to zip ahead in the video.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Now if a battleship comes around this corner, I'm hosed. While this thing does have good armor, it cannot hold up to a battleship. I started turning in just in case there was a destroyer there, but there isn't. But there is another Jurien. So I'm going to go ahead and let fly. I can get at him with, looks like 3 guns. And I'm using high explosive. I want to try and burn him down. He's very well angled at me. So I don't want to use armor piercing. Okay, he took out my steering. I'm going to save my repair. And you can see at close range the turret rotation is good enough so that I can keep my guns on him. I probably should have switched to armor piercing for a few minutes there while he was perpendicular to me. You can see I'm definitely whittling him down. And he is burning down. He cannot put that fire out. And he's wiped out about a third of my health. He's gone. Yep.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Alright, so fortunately there was just one enemy down here at the A cap. He took about 33% of my health, which is quite a bit. But I pushed in a little close. So I'm going to zip ahead a bit in the video. I'm going to capture A cap. I did. And looks like most of the enemy is at B or C. We've lost quite a few people. And we've got one that's AFK. That happens a lot in this game. I go AFK about once every 8 games, maybe 9, and it's just because the game crashes my computer. Alright, so there's one enemy left out there. We got 2 friendlies right in front of us, passing through B, headed north. And as I move ahead in the video, you're going to see that I come up against the last enemy. Yep, there he is. And he's got about 1/3 health left, and I'm still using high explosive. At that angle I could do either one. Nope, he's turning into me. I need to stick with high explosive. That was cool. So he's burning down. He can't put it out. He's gonna die. Boom.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Alright, the very first battle ever in the Jurien. I took second place. Not bad, not bad. Sunk 2. $19,600 to another Jurien. And just a few to that Kohlberg. Okay, who hurt me? Wow, the Jurien. He did quite a bit of damage, and he was firing high explosive. Alright, so you can see what we scored there. All in all, quite a pleasant change from the Bouganville. So, that is the Jurien. For those of you who played the Bouganville like I did and swore they would never go back to another French ship, go ahead and pick up the Tier 2 Jurien. If you're an advanced player and you're up at, you've got ships around up at 7, 8, 9, and 10, you will find yourself going back to the Jurien every so often, just like you do the Dresden or the Caledon. She's worth it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have fun.